Okay, now let's take a look what's pointers. A pointer is a variable whose value is the address of another variables, or in other words, is a direct address of the memory location. Okay, and then to declare the pointers, this is how you assign some variable as the pointer, where you must declare the data type, and then you must put the asterisk or the star value there, and then this defined, or the variable's name there will become the pointers. Okay, for example, this is the example how to declare the pointer. If you want to declare the pointer in that point to the integer variables, then you need to put integers asterisk variables name. If you want to declare the pointer that point to the double variables, then you put doubles, and then you put the asterisk, and then you put the variables name. Okay, back to the definition there. A pointer is a variable whose value is the address of the another variables, meaning that these variables, okay, for example this one IP, is not store the value of that. That is not store the value, it's only store the address of another variables. Okay, so for example, I give you some examples there. Okay, let's take a look about these examples. Okay, to make you more understand what is the meaning why pointer is a variable whose value, okay, pointer is a variable whose value is addressed to another variables. Okay, we try to run this code. Okay, we try to run this example by using our online compiler. Say this is the same examples there. Again, this is the pointer declaration, how you, okay, it doesn't matter is it IP or you just put P there. In some book they just put P like that. Okay, in this example they use IP because P is represented by pointer, while I is just to show that this pointer is a pointer to integer variables. So because you declared as integers, so of course this is a normal declaration of variables. Okay, this var1's data type is integer and you assign it as a 20, and of course this is in order for this pointer to store the address of another variables, then of course this is how you assign. Okay, by applying this statement, is actually you are save, or you are storing or assigned the address of var. Okay, of course we don't know the address yet, it depends on the CPU, and that address, because you are using the ampersand or the address operators there, that's why the output of this one is address of var1, address of var. So that address of var is assigned to this variable IP. So again, that is the meaning by pointer. Pointer is not store the value, it store the address of other variables, or address that point to other variables. In this case, this IP is the address, we store the address of var, of var, because var is another variable, and that variable for sure have their own address. So that is why that is how we operate the pointer. Pointer itself is actually okay, let's go back to the definitions there. Okay, what are the pointers? So the pointer is a variable whose value, the value of the IPs there, is the address. Okay, if you go back to these examples, okay, the IP itself don't contain the value, it's contain the address. Okay, it's contain the address. So the IP is, the IP's value is the address, is not the value. Okay, what I means value is the, in this example is the 20. So now the IP does not have any value. what I mean is does not have any value, means that the normal value, okay, IP does not store any normal value, but what IP store or save is the value, the value which is the value of the IP itself is the address of another variables. Okay, so that's why in these examples, as you can see, the IP is assigned as the address of var. Okay, but the var itself is assigned by some value which is 20. So that's why var containing the value, normal value, which is 20, but IP does not contain normal value. It's contain value where that value is actually is address of other variables. In this case, it's the address of your var. So that's how you declare the pointers. Okay, that's how you operate the pointers. So in this example, let's run these examples. Okay, in this example, if you run the code, okay, just want to show you that if you print the address of var, you will get the address of var for sure. This is the same, similar to the previous C programming examples there. Okay, you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 numbers. Okay, one number is 4-bit, 32 bits is the address. And then if you print the IP, it's also, you will also obtain the same address. Okay, again, that's why the IP here, or the pointer here, does not store a normal value or assigned to normal value, is actually assigned to the address of another variable. In this case, we assign the IP or the pointer with address of var. So that's why the address of var and address and the value of IP is the similar value, which is the value of the address var here in this case. But if you want to access the value of that address, you can put the asterisk there, asterisk symbol, and the address or the pointer itself. So now pointer, okay, sorry, let's sorry, I just, okay, to access the value using the pointer, okay, once you assign the pointer with other address variables that the address of another variables, in order for you to access the value of that variables by using pointer, then you can put the asterisk there, and then you put the pointers there. So that's why once you run this code, you get the variables there. The value of IP is 20. So that's how you access the value of the pointer, while the pointer itself actually store or assign with another, with some address, where that address is referred to another variable. In this case is your var, your variable called var here. So I hope you understand about that simple discussion. Okay, now let's do some experiments about the pointers. Okay, let's do some, some arithmetic operation with the pointers. Okay, let's say I do something like this. The pointer equal to pointer plus 5. Okay, when I put asterisk there, means that we are manipulating the value of the value that I'm sorry, this is not P, it's not I, it should be IP. So IP is an address of IP is actually store the address of var, and then if you put asterisk address var, it will actually represent the value that stored by that address or allocate by that address. Of course, that address contain 20. So if I put here asterisk IP equals to asterisk IP plus 1 plus 5, it should be 20 plus 5, the letter should be 25 there. So just do some experiment there to show just want to show to you that what happened is actually so now we print the IP, the pointers, the values, and then we also want to print the var. So if I run the code, okay, as you can see here, doesn't matter how many times I run, of course, just ignore the address you keep changing there. Okay, if you run several times, it will keep changing. It depends on the memory allocation, but the one that I want to highlight is this one. Okay, so as you can see here, any operation you do to the pointer, okay, for sure that the latest value here should be the previous value plus, okay, which is 20 plus 5, you get 25, which is this one. But surprisingly, you can see if I print the variable var, I also get 25. So even you can see that even I don't manipulate var here, I just manipulate or do some mathematic operation for this pointer IP. I don't touch the variable var in this process, but it will also change the var. So why this happened? Because now this pointer is actually point to the same memory location where that memory location is also known as variable var. So that's why any change you do in the pointer which point to the address of var will also affects the variable var. So that is one things that you need to understand. One simple example where many things have been used or many things in C programming use this kind of concept in order to operate the pointer. So the pointer is actually point to some address. If you want to access the value of that address, you must put the asterisk and then the variable name or the pointer variable name. And if you want to assign, the pointer with certain address, you must put the address operator, where that address operator will give the address of that variables. Okay, so I hope you can understand about that. Okay, maybe it's better for me to explain in graphical or in pictures, so then you can clear about these examples. Okay, okay, it is the same example. I just put another lines there because here I just want you to know that what is the difference between the address of the var and the address of the pointer. Okay, so I want to so I put this line so we can display the address of the pointer and the address of the var there. So if I run the codes there, this is having display. As you can see, the address of the var is this one, the address of the pointer is this one. So if you draw in the pictures there, so this is the pictures. Okay, so this address, okay, B3BAA51C, B3B1A51C, which is address of your var. So this is, okay, this is your var. Okay, again this is your var. Okay, so again you store this var with 20 at the beginning. So 20 because you assign var equal to 20. Okay, if you remember the code there, var equal to 20. So assume this is assume this is the big endian system. So big endian system, 20 must go over here. Of course this is 4 byte, okay, integer 4 byte. So that's why if you assign var equal to 20, then 20 will go here and then the rest is 0. Okay, that is big endian system. Okay, this address, when you write, okay, when you assign the IP with the address of var, this is the address of var. So but the address of your IP in these examples is this one, B3BAA510, which is here. Okay, B3B1 B3BAA510. Okay, because I trace from here to here, B3BAA510 is here. So this is your IP. Okay, this is your IP. Okay, again, the pointer value is not the real value like this one, but the pointer value is the value of that whose value is actually is the value of the address of another variables. In other words, in this program we already assign our IP with our address of our var. So what is the address of our var? Which is this one, B3BAA51C. So in here, okay, here it should be, if we talk about a big endian system, then this one should be B3, this one BA, this one is A5, this one is 1C. So B3BAA 51C, which is, okay, that address. Okay, this address is actually referred to this address. Okay, you can see that from here. You can imagine that the pointer is a variable whose the value, okay, if you talk about the back to the definition of the pointers there, the pointer is the variables where whose the value is assigned with the address of another variables, which is another variable here is, in this case, is the var. So the var address have been assigned to as a value of the pointer variable. So that's why this address is referred to this one. Okay, so that's why anything happen here, okay, any operation you do with IP, okay, for example the one that I showed before, IP equal to star IP plus 5, so this one is referred to this memory location because this memory initially is 20, so that's why 20 plus 5 it become 25, and after execute this one it will update here. So now after you execute this program, okay, what happened, it will update this value. Now it's become 25 here. So that's why if you even in this program we don't, we don't manipulate var here, we only do some operation at IP here, the pointer, and as the result is also effect the var there, because of the IP is point at the address of your var variable names var. Okay, so I hope that should be clear for discussing about the pointers. Okay, the basics discussion about the pointers and understanding what happened at the pointers. Again, that's why you need to understand the memory architectures in order for you to understand the pointer. Okay, just remember that the memory, each and every cell is 8 byte, and then each and every cells there have their own address or have their own memory address. So then you need to familiar with the address.